It is the multi-million dollar question, and people do get very confused. And a lot of the propaganda, which the Chinese propaganda department push onto Western social media platforms like Twitter, formerly known as X, no, the other way around, and YouTube, etc., would actually say China has freedom of speech. Even if you go to an article like this, the 1982 Constitution guarantees freedom of speech. The Chinese government often uses the subversion of state power and protect state services clauses in their law to imprison those who criticize the government. And another one here, although the Chinese Constitution declares that citizens enjoy freedom of speech and freedom of press, these freedoms are tightly restricted by certain laws and regulations. So in China, basically, you can't say Xi Jinping is a useless ruler, dictator. You can't even say dictator. People would come to your door, especially if you put this on social media, and maybe you're dealt with in some way, and you possibly won't be even allowed to use or go online again. That's the extreme. You can't say that something else related to politics. You can't say anything bad about the CCP. Definitely can't say anything about Mao Zedong, the dictator who created modern China in 1949, and he passed away in 1976, somewhere around that era. The president or the general secretary afterwards did say, let's make China rich. And it started off all quite well. And the governments came in from different countries saying, yeah, we will invest in China. It was only in the last 10, 12 years where dictator Winnie the Xi Jinping Poo closed it all down and said, no, nothing bad about me. You may have seen a video of Victor Gao, a spokesperson for the Communist Party, saying, can you call Xi Jinping Winnie the Pooh? He didn't even dream or dare of doing it because the repercussion from it is going to be, well, possibly fatal for him. He would definitely disappear. It is quite interesting when you are talking to some Chinese friend. Now, I would do this on Telegram, which is you could say it's similar to WhatsApp, and you would talk about some movie. So maybe with some lawyer friends, I said, have you ever seen the movie Red Corner? And they go, what is that? It's a great movie with Richard Gere when he gets basically the courts in China. Not allowed, we don't know the reason why, but we can guess that it's so similar to how it may happen in China, and it's so wrong that they didn't want to show it, and it's not allowed in China. Some of my friends have been able to watch it who are lawyers and go, you know what, that's pretty good, and that's pretty accurate of what happened. Richard Gere is banned from China. What a surprise. Another big one, I know you're going to say it, 7 Years in Tibet. A great movie, fantastic movie, but not allowed in China. Why? Because maybe it's showing the truth about the invasion of the Chinese army into the state of Tibet, or however you like to call it. I'm not going down that line for today. And even one guy on YouTube recently went to Tibet and saying everyone's happy, etc., etc. I've been to Tibet many times. In 1995, I actually knew some warlords there, and they were incredibly rich, incredibly friendly, and the things that they told me, that they really just don't like the CCP. Maybe things have changed. Granted, it's a long time ago, but with that, I actually did go there. I'm glad I did. Would I go there again now? Well, I'm not too sure if I am allowed into China. And one more recently, Tom Cruise and Top Gun Maverick. Why was this movie not shown? Basically because they're showing the country of Taiwan's flag. I know some of you will be saying, well, hold on, other countries are not allowed to show any types of movies. Some countries in the Middle East related to, let's say, Dubai or the UAE or Oman, there, where you can't watch let's say, something related to how's your father, if you get my drift there. If you go to Thailand, believe it or not, you will never see on television or even online something's related to a man and a woman, or a man and a man, girl and girl, whatever, kissing each other. But the whole thing is, you just need to go to some of these exciting areas like Pattaya or Phuket, where you don't need the TV anyhow for that. So going a little bit off topic, every country, not every, but a lot of countries do have the limitation on this, but China is sort of like so worried about their nationality and their sovereignty, etc., etc. And I think people just accept that this is how life is going to be. And possibly if they do have an opportunity to escape China to, let's say, the West, or maybe to Singapore or to Malaysia, where there is a lot more freedom, they won't jump at the chance. Maybe I should have said they will jump at the chance. Personal story with this. Years and years ago, there used to be an application called QQ. It's still there in China. And how to explain it, similar to MSN or Microsoft or Yahoo Messenger. And one day, I suddenly got blocked and don't know the reason why. And I sort of gathered what it was. I was talking about sensitive things. I was talking about the government. I was talking about the PLA. I was talking about the Three Gorges Dam. I was talking about government in China. And they suddenly blocked it. I could unblock it, but it was really difficult because everything's going to be in Chinese and you would need to have a friend in China to guarantee me. So I said, what the hell, doesn't matter. There's another one called WeChat, which I do use with my friends, but I won't do anything sensitive there. Anything sensitive, I will go on Telegram because it's encrypted like WhatsApp. I remember speaking to a doctor in Beijing related to COVID when that happened in, let's say, February, March time 2020. And he said, is it possible we could speak on Telegram? Now, I didn't know about Telegram. It was a Chinese guy who introduced me to Telegram. And I went, yeah, sure, no problem. And then he told me what it was like being a doctor during the COVID situation. It was very interesting to hear. And I think somewhere in my channel, if you scroll back 4 years ago, you will find that video. I think it's still there. I don't know. I've got like 2,000 videos on YouTube at the moment. So freedom of speech, yeah, you can talk about normal things, but just don't go anything sensitive. Don't say Taiwan is a part of China. Don't say Taiwan is an independent country. Don't say anything about Xinjiang. Don't say anything about Tibet. Don't talk about Inner Mongolia. Don't talk about the India-Chinese border dispute, etc., etc. Just leave it alone and you'll be fine. So freedom of speech is, well, they say it's there, but with my own experience, and you can see from some of the movies and how life is, forget it. It doesn't exist. But it's just not worth the hassle. Just forget about it. By all means, if you're a husband and wife and you're talking about Xi Jinping at home, go ahead. Yep, you can, but not in public. But do be aware, if you are noted on, you could say, a black book, they may bug. Ooh, I'm fantasizing here. They may bag your apartment to listen in. Then you may get the knock at the door at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's all food for thought. Please do like, subscribe and share, and do take your freedom, your liberty, not for granted, but you could say as a luxury in a way, because there's many countries, and China being the biggest offender, saying there's freedom of speech, but in reality, when it comes to sensitive objects, there isn't. Bye for now. Thank you so much for your time. Cheers.